I mentioned Chris Voss earlier, and you laughed, and I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I don't want to start any beef between you and Chris, but are there any points of disagreement on negotiations that you have with perhaps his content?
Yeah, I mean, Chris is a very, very talented guy. He was the ex-lead FBI negotiator. I've never done that job, couldn't do that job, I suspect. Very, very talented. Clearly, he focuses a lot on the emotional aspects of negotiation, and rightly so, about how you talk people down, how you get hostages released. Why can you never split the difference? Because if you've got 6 hostages, we can't kill 3 and say we've won because 3 survived. We're trying to get all 6 out. That's the plan. And so I get where he comes from. I think when Chris tries to apply all of that learning from hostage negotiation into the business world, I think some of the challenges are around, actually sometimes we do split the difference. And the reason is because we'll split the difference on price, because we've got other things that are more important to us. Whereas in a hostage negotiation, I suspect the primary thing is we need to get the hostages out. And so that's quite different, because you've got a singular variable that you're trying to achieve the goal for. Whereas in a business-to-business negotiation, as discussed, I might have 6, 9, 12 variables. And some of those 9, 3 of them are very important to me, but 3 different ones might be important to you. So I'm prepared to split the difference on payment terms. You say 90 days, I say 30, we agree at 45. That is splitting the difference technically. It's a perfectly valid thing to do. Because what's important to me is contract length. I want a 12-month contract. So I'm prepared to do that in exchange for a 12-month contract. And that's where I think me and Chris would disagree. He's a talented guy, there's no doubt.
Even if he does agree with you, he can't admit it now because he's never split the difference.
Never split the difference. Interesting about pinning yourself to a name, never split the difference. As you say, it's a brand positioning piece. So,
I've got a lot of value out of that book, and I've got a lot of benefit from implementing a lot in there. So it's been very helpful, and it's not nothing against Chris, but it's just curiosity from my part as to where you might have some differences. And it really makes sense what you're saying. The business world is not the same as the world of hostage negotiations. They're not identical. And so, some concessions and some splitting the difference is called for at times. And I can certainly see that from my own experience as well.
Otherwise, we'd end up in this position whereby if we're trying to negotiate, and I just take an extreme position on all 9 variables, and you do the same, there's no deal. So you just walk away.
And at that point, you can't really call your SWAT team to come in and
Not
sort
really.
it all out for you.
Not really.